Hello everybody and welcome back to Starship Evo, where today I am hoping to get us to space. I want to get us up there into that big ring of asteroids that we can see above the planet, ideally by the end of this episode. So that is my goal. We have a hydrogen plant. I purposely built that at the end of last episode rather than working on the ship, because I figure while I'm working on the ship, the hydrogen will be sitting there happily building away, and we'll have loads and loads of it by then, hopefully, which will be amazing. So what are we going to do first? I think we need to make a few things to make this spaceship into a enclosed spaceship. So we basically have gone through 3 stages with this. We've made it into a hovercraft, then we've done everything we needed to change it into a very, very basic small spaceship. Can fly around and, you know, pick things up and all that sort of stuff. But now we're going to need to make it into a larger, I would say, sort of a not I don't think to start with I'm going to go with one big enough to put an arc furnace in. I'm just going to go with one big enough to maybe even not hold an assembler, just to go into space. I can go out the door, mine things, and go back in, and it's enclosed. I think that's stage 3 of where this ship is going, to be honest. So a few things I'm going to need for it. And probably actually a good thing to check would be my survival guide, as usual. But this time I want to go and build a spaceship. So I've done the computer. I have a yoke. I have the yoke and the computer linked together. I have some thrusters. I have some sideways thrusters. I have some upwards thrusters. So that's all good. I might want to make maybe some bigger thrusters for the back, just so that we can zoom up to the stars a little quicker, possibly. So we might want to make another set of thrusters. And then I will need reactors. I do not have those yet. So make sure the ship produces enough power to meet thruster demand. Place some reactors to generate power. Now, this one, a whole battery kind of gets us to over there. So obviously to get all the way up into space, we're going to need something a little bit more beefy, and the reactors are going to be exactly what will give me that. So I want to see how full these are. 6,000 0. Okay, so I think what I would like to do is give this little base here a little bit of extra storage to start with, just so I can clear the ship out and start working on it properly. So I'm gonna want to make myself probably 3 or 4. Let's go with 4. I'll say 4 storages, just so I can pop them on the side of the base and hold anything that's not already able to be held within all of this. Although, to be honest, these are empty as well, which is nice. If we run out of coal, okay, I'll see how much of that I can get done with this 6 pieces of coal that I've got there, and then I might throw it into the arc furnace. There's also a whole load of stone that needs to be changed to silicon as well. Issue that I have with that a little bit, I'm going to bring out all the scrap wood and all that sort of thing. See if I can put that into the assembler at all. Yeah, I should be able to. Yeah, so those will be useful to be in there, so that's kind of cool. There's my extra storage. I'll keep my storage boxes, why not? As soon as this one's done, I can make a little storage box and just put all the stone and things in there, because the stone, there's so much of it. I've got probably enough silicon to last me a lifetime there anyway. Well, not a lifetime, but for a while. Okay. So I want to try and rotate that around a bit. Oh, won't go the way I want. There we are. We'll do something like that, and then I've got plenty of room to store things out of here then. Obviously, that has hugely over-encumbered me. Okay. We have a capacitor. I worked out what capacitors are for. You stick them on reactors and they increase the storage of your reactor. Which is quite nice. I like that. I like the idea of that. Okay, so we're going to need to make this a lot bigger. And it's going to probably want a lot more solar panels. This is why I'm avoiding using the arc furnace at the moment, though, because I kind of need stuff. Right, so what I'm thinking is, how about we do reactor? Let's do 2 of them. And then I definitely need life support. I don't know if I got far enough through. I don't know what life support is, but I don't think we'll find it on that list. So build a spaceship. Got as far as reactor, and then I went to yeah, then life support, then a light cruise engine. But for our light cruise engine, we're going to need some sunstone, which we don't have yet, and then we'll need a warp core, which is stuff that we find not even in this system. So I think once we've got life support, then we've got everything that we need to make a basic ship. Then we've just got to do things like make it airtight and stuff. So one thing I would like to have is some doors. So if we type in blast, or if you just type in door, actually, I'll come up with some blast doors. I want 4 of them. I might only use 2. I might use 4. We'll see how we go with it. Might even use 8 if I fancy it, but you know, that'll do for now. We're doing great on most of the bars of stuff. I've got extra copper there, fab. Extra iron there. Silver's a bit low. How many or more stone there? Goodness me. I think before we go anywhere in our ship, I'm definitely gonna like throw all the stone into the arc furnace and it can process while we're gone. Honestly. Oh, that's got some silver. Okay. How are we doing there? 3. Yeah, we don't have enough coal by far. I'll throw that in there, and I might go and get some coal while I set this to assemble a few things. In that case, what else am I going to need? I'm going to probably need... There's a couple of ways of making glass in this. There's a cockpit sort of thing. I forget what it's called, though. Oh, no, I'm going to have to find it in this big list now, aren't I? I know what I'm looking for, though, so hopefully I'll see it. She says... This one. Canopy. There's canopy. There's... Ooh, grating. Cool. I'm finding new things on this list all the time because I like, to start with, what I've been doing is just... I got really overwhelmed by the amount of different blocks there were. So I was just like, okay, how do I make a hull block? How do I make a battery? Batteries are called power cells, by the way. How do I make a battery? How do I make a jetpack? And just typing them in. But I kind of do wish that there was maybe tabs on this schematic thing, and that you had the intermediate blocks were in their own tab, because you've got all these things like computers and things like that, which you don't really need to know about because they're intermediary blocks. It'd be lovely to have them on a separate tab. It might even be nice to have all the guns and turrets on a different tab as well. So you got mining beams and all sorts of things like that. I do actually want some mining beams, but I don't think I need them yet. I think that will be another iteration of the ship. I think for now, I just want to make it a mid-sized ship, and I want to make it airtight and able to fly into the belt. I'm quite happy with that. I also would like to make a construction anchor because it's quite useful to have. Mech computer. I love that you can make mechs in this. They are probably a bit tricky to try and make because you've got to make them all out of like rotators and things. If anyone has like a good guide on how to make a mech, I'd be really interested in that, because it's, like I say, it seems a bit complex, but it's absolutely possible in this game to make yourself a mech. I don't even know what kind of use there would be for a mech, but I kind of want to make one because it's just so awesome that you're even able to. I don't know. I've got crew management computer. Manage crew assignments. I haven't been able to get crew yet, so I'll have to see how that is. And link to a computer to control the entity. You can pair 2 joysticks. You can literally play it with joysticks. Like, really? That's amazing. Love it. Volumetric sensor triggers an action when a player or entity enters its box area. Oh, that's amazing. And a laser sensor. See, those two you could do a lot with, like automatic doors and things. You could literally have it if you wanted. You could put a volumetric sensor on and you could like hook it up to loads of different things. And you could have almost, oh, it's finished. Let me just build some hull blocks. What you could have, I think we want like 100 of them. I'm just going to make them plain hull blocks. I might want to change this bit eventually. I don't know what I want to do really. I've emptied the tanks now, haven't I? Yes, the storage. I have. Wonderful. So I'm just going to take them off. Those can stay there for now, the power cells, for now. I'm actually going to take off the side thrusters as well because I want to build it out sideways a little bit more than this. I think 3 sideways is not enough. I'm also going to take those big thrusters off the back because I think it's going to need more lengthways. Those downward thrusters that are on the back there on my little spoiler I made. I actually really liked that. That was really cool. Okay. I'll take the computer off as well. And I'm going to take just this off the front. I'll keep the yoke where it is. Oh gosh, I still got hover doofers on it. We do not want those because this is not a hovercraft anymore. Okay, so hover doofers in there. Hover pods, I think they're called, yeah. Everything else needs to be kept. I will need to make more tank. Actually, the tanks and pipes and things, we'll pipe and tank it up a bit later. I will need some tanks just for the hydrogen. I'll do something very, very basic to start with, and then we'll pipe in a bigger tank with collectors and everything like that later on. I just do my super basic stuff to start with, and then we'll get more complex as we go. Oh, okay, so we've got a mix of scrappy and normal hull, but that's fine. I'll use everything I've got just because. Reactors, we've got 2 of those. 4 blast doors are done. Life support is done. I'll need an oxygen tank as well. I might need more tanks, but I'll see how I go. Right. They don't need to be huge. We'll start with anyway. Okay, so I need somewhere where I'm going to put my reactors. I think I'm just going to get some more square hull out here. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just so it's symmetrical and even. I'm not building with symmetry on because I might not want to make everything totally symmetrical. Right, then I've got 0.31 of a scrappy hull left. You know what? That can just go in there. That's probably never going to get used at this point. Because it's a partial block and it's just annoying. So we won't worry about that too much. Let's see how many more blocks we've got. Not many, but okay. Then I'm going to start building backwards. And maybe a little bit forwards as well. Actually, why am I even doing this? Let's build something proper with this. In fact, maybe we'll just wait for more blocks to be done as well. Did I make canopy as well? Did I even set that up? No, I didn't. So canopy we need quite a lot of. But you get 4 per 1 that you make. So I think I want maybe... I'm going to ask it to make me like 40. We'll see how it goes. 45 iron still there. 15 more iron there. And we've run out of coal entirely. We did have a big old massive coal vein. Did I take the whole thing apart? I didn't entirely. I did mostly, but we have a little bit left in there. So maybe I could just grab a tiny bit more. How much did we get? How much should we get in our bag? 5. Oh, 5 does a few. Does more than 1 each. They're just trying to avoid the arc furnace at the moment because I've got a feeling that that's just going to eat every ounce of power we have. Especially because I'm apparently missing a battery somewhere. Why am I missing a battery? Because that's a capacitor. I had 8. I definitely had 8. Don't need a capacitor at the moment. No, I am entirely missing a power cell. Make another one. You can never have too many of them anyway. Okay, it's making me tons of canopy. Brilliant. I'm going to use some of these hull blocks to shape around the front a bit. So we're 5 wide at the moment. That's fine for the front, I think. I'm going to come forward a little bit with it. Put canopy all around there. Do I want to just do a big triangle over there, or do I want to try and have the canopy larger? The bigger the canopy, okay. Yeah, let's go with a 5 wide canopy, because the bigger the canopy, the more you're going to be able to put blocks around that you can add. What would the word be? Monitors and screens for your for all your tanks and all that sort of thing. How fast you're going, that, whatever you want to measure, really, I guess. Okay, so we're now out of blocks there. I would like the reactors kind of outside on a block outside. Okay, so I think then I want to go out even one wider than that. We're going to be quite wide. The reason I'm going to go quite wide is because eventually I want to go quite long. So if you're not wide enough, then you can't move very well within the walkable space, and 2, you can't really lengthen it as much. I do need a lot more blocks for this. And the power to this base isn't great, so I definitely am going to need a lot more solar though. I'm going to stick in like 10 solar panels and see how it does. Right, okay. Let's just widen this out at this point here. 3 on that side. I'm going to try and do 3 on this side. Yeah, I'm not really playing with stretchable blocks at the moment because I just don't have enough blocks to do it. It's very short on blocks right now. Give me 1 more block, please. Okay, let's not worry about it then. So I'm going to pop the reactor just by here. I will stretch that. Oh, no. Okay, so 4 does 2. And actually, I kind of wanted it. No, that'll do. That's fine. That is a blast door. That's not the reactor. What was I even doing? Okay, let's try the reactor again. I don't really want it that way around. I want it like different way around. No, I want it sticking out the other way. Why won't you do what I tell you? Probably need another block there, don't I, to orient it properly, and I just don't have enough to do the things I want to do. Okay, so let's pop a block there, and then try and put the... Oh, okay. No. Just put that scrappy block back in. Okay. Got one there, and then I want to put the reactor here to try and orient it the way I want it. And then I'll take this away. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. I would actually like to put the capacitor in. I want to see how that works. So if I go into my link tool, it should tell me a little bit about this. So reactor has a power capacity of 1000 E and a power output of 200. So then if I put a capacitor onto it, and then I click it with the link tool again, it has 3000 E power capacity and 200 ES power output. So it's holding a lot more power for having that on it, which is pretty cool. I quite like that. Yeah. Okay, so the one thing that is a bit annoying about this is that that's going to be harder to pipe up now because it's got that big thing sticking out of it. So I'm like, where should these reactors actually be on the ship? Should they kind of be towards the back or something so that I've got more? Because what I was doing before is I was just like sort of piping into the side of them. But I won't be able to do that now. I'll have a think about it. Okay, so in the meantime, I can make a kind of a cockpit thing going on here. So if I start it there, do that. We can pull it back a bit. We can pull it up a bit if we want to, just by pressing R. That'd probably do, to be honest. I might try and make that bigger later. I'm not sure. Let's pop in the seat and see how that looks. Yeah, we'd have a decent amount of vision there. One higher would give us a lot more. And it coming back to be at least here with the seat would give us a lot more visibility as well. Could do that with windows, but you know, I'll leave it like that for now. I'll probably come in and change that later, but you can. It's fine. Just a case of making enough stuff, really. The other thing I'm going to need to make for now is a bottle. Probably at least 2, maybe 4. 4 would probably be better. We're going to use those for our tanks and things. Another reactor there. I'm just like, I think what I might do for now is leave the capacitor off. If I can. Can I do that now? Take the capacitor off. I'm going to pop it in here for now. I don't think we need it just for our like first little flight. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. And then when I've got more materials to play with, I'll be able to play around with where I want the capacitors to sit. Okay. Lovely. Now I need life support to go somewhere and my computer to go somewhere. Oh no, it's gone in the wrong place. Hang on. I just realized. Oh, I've done it again. Right hand click. Oh, I'm a nightmare, I swear. Sorry. Okay, let's do this thing. There we are. This has to be very, 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 very basic. Where's my storage going then? Who even knows where the storage is going? Behind, maybe? I need a way in as well. I need, oh my goodness me. This needs to be so much bigger for all the things I want, I swear. I've got 6 more blocks, which is great. So let's just add an extra little section behind. Oh, really? Hang on a sec. Yeah, I need to go all the way out to there, don't we? With it. All right. Well, I guess we're doing this in strips then, are we? Okay, fine. See if I get. Maybe we could do that then. External storage, I'm thinking for now. Storage is the floor. Yeah. In fact, storage is the floor. I think storage is airtight. She says. And yeah, I am kind of making it harder for myself because I'm building out of these massive blocks, but it's going to be very future-proofed because of that. Now let's get some doors in the back then, shall we? And somewhere we can put this life support. So I'm going to put one block there. Life support's going to go on it. Solar panel might go on it too. Or maybe on the roof, actually. I'm going to pop it there for now, and it can just do its thing from there, and like I'll probably move it in a bit. The computer, oh, actually, that can go on top of my block there. That can be a block for bits like that. Blast doors. I think we're just going to go with the 2. Should be enough for me to at least get in. Okay, so I think I will need enough space to get around here when I walk in. So that'll be enough space there. So I am going to need a few more blocks for that before we even start building up. How are we doing? Have we really gone through all of the... Wow. Gone through all the iron. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, take the 20 iron out of there and throw it in here. What I was thinking of doing is melting down some scrap, but I actually have enough iron. I just don't have enough capacity to smelt it. So I think I may need to put it in the arc furnace instead. I know that generally does slow me down quite a bit. I'm wondering if I do need these bits on the side here. Well, I can mount mining lasers onto those, so that's fine. I will probably reshape this hundreds of times before I'm 100% happy with it anyway, so we'll just go with what we've got. Do I have any more canopy? Not at the moment. I have bottles. I have pipes. I have transparent pipes. I have normal pipes somewhere, I'm sure. A little bit of a tank. A little bit of a 2 liters. I'm sure that holds more than that. I'm going to make a smaller pipe though. Something like that. And that'll just be my hydrogen tank for now. So, where did my pipes go? I'm sure I put those out, didn't I? Did I not? Did I not take the pipes out? I did not take the pipes out. Okay, so just going to make a little... Just do my little trick of throw a tank onto a little pipe there. But this will be massively expanded later once I have a bit more. Oops, that's not a tank, is it? No wonder. 0.75, so I can make a one that's like that big. And then I can make another one over here. That should last me enough to just to quickly get into space. But I'll need more. I will need more tank, definitely. This is a very, very small system at the moment. There we are. I would like to... I definitely want more glass tank, 100%. No, let's just try typing tank. There we are. I think even just 2 more would be fine. Problem at the moment is I'm making all of my tanks into hull. Sorry, all of my iron into hull blocks. What am I doing over here? 17 more. I will get there though. I will. Yeah, if I stick thrusters on, I might be able to get this to fly. So let's see what we can do. Ooh. Oh, I was going to put more there, wasn't I? Let's put a thruster here. So how many thrusters do I have? That would be... Oh, okay. I don't have enough to make massive thrusters like that. So for now, let's make them mid-size. And just see how fast we can go and what we can do with it. One there, I think. And one... Oh, no. Oh, I see. Okay. Actually, that's fine. I don't need all the blocks where I've got them, so let's just do a bit of shaping here. I say I probably don't even need that. I don't need them shaped at the moment. I'll probably put some triangles on there. I'm going with the square ones. I quite like the square ones. Depends really on the ship, but the square ones are quite cute. I'm going to need some way to do the up and down ones. Again, I might sort of do something sticking out to try and give them a bit of purchase. Let's change that. Actually, no. What I want is the proper base that I'm gonna have to be in. So I'm gonna have that going on, and I'll make it, if I want to shape it, I will make it bigger in order to shape it, rather than smaller. I've got another 6 there. I'm gonna need more tanks for oxygen as well. Okay, so I'm at a point now where I'm quite happy. I'm going to take some blocks off there, I think, as well. I may use some thinner walls, which will eventually get replaced. So let's go down a block size. Yeah, no, actually, I think, yeah, we could go with a really, really small. We'll just do something like that. Just to... And that's a nice thing. There's something you can't do in Imperium, for example, is you can't, like, mix the block sizes. You can't have a chunky floor with a tiny top like this at all. Which I very much appreciate being able to do. It uses a lot less material, but it will mean that your ship is less tanky. So then I think go like this around the reactor. Yeah, the reactor will be to the external of the ship. Then I'll see if we've got any more blocks made yet, which we do. We've got a few. Nice. Because I'll probably eventually change a lot of the walls anyway, but if I have the flooring in at the right size to start with, it's quite helpful. there with the blocks, are we? Yeah. So I go in this blast door. I can run through there. I can run through here. I need one block for me to be able to move. Obviously, this ship is still... I mean, it looks big compared to what we had before. This is still a tiny ship. Absolutely minuscule. We just don't really have the capacity at the moment. We've got a couple... no, we've got no, we don't have our tanks. I keep thinking if it's in here, it's done, but it really just isn't. What have we got done? A little bit more hull. Okay, so I'll do more shaping. Oh. No, no, no. Ah, go away. If it completely gets stuck on you, just right click and it'll go away. I need to be up to there. So I need 124's worth of mini blocks. And I actually only have 100 and... Sorry, I need 128 and I have 124. So one more block, I should be able to do that wall. And we already have 2. Wonderful. So we should be able to get that one in. Then I'm wondering if I should go on a little iron hunt. I'd love to get this airtight enough that I can check the life support and whether it's working. There we are. A little boxy, but that's okay. Can all be changed and shaped at a later date. It'll probably be widened. The stuff will be moved. Is it made now? Let's have a look. Oh, we've got a power cell. Oh, how nice. I'll throw that in over here. It seems like the base is very much easily keeping up with what I'm asking of it, which is nice. Even with the arc furnace going. Batteries are all filled up. It's all doing really well. Oh, we've got a construction anchor. That's useful. That means I can play around with putting things underneath the ship, which is absolutely perfect. So that can go on my block of stuff, my block of computers. Right. Okay, so let's lift the ship so that I can get underneath it now. Can I lift it at all? No system linked. Okay. I think it's not linked to the computer at the moment. That's probably why. Try now. See if we can lift, which we can. And that's the... You can see what I will need to change here. There's definitely leaks in the top corners of this. And there's also... Because I can see space. See the sky through it. So obviously there will be. Let's exit the spaceship control and get out of the seat. But this is now lifted up so I can do things on the underside. And that's what this construction anchor does. It allows me to do this without taking the ship into space. Once we're in space, it'll just sit nicely. But it doesn't quite do it at the moment. So I will be able to, should I choose, although it means I won't be able to land very well, put some downward thrust on. But what I think I might do instead with that is just pop a couple of blocks on here. Probably like this. Something like that. And then try and pop a mid-sized downward thruster onto it. Now, this will change later. Later on, I'm going to be putting a lot of stuff on the underside of the ship. So this is just going to be for now. And once I put the other stuff on the underside of the ship to balance it, there will be room for thrusters just underneath. And that will be absolutely fine. So we've got power. We've got the tanks I want increased in size. Got a nice big sort of base to it. We can kind of mostly see where we're going. Enough for what we need to do anyway. Got life support. I don't have an oxygen tank yet. I'd love it if it would make those tanks for me, but it might be out of... Yeah, it's out of iron again. Okay. I'm going to see... where the closest iron actually is. Alright, so while it makes all the... not even while it makes all the stuff, is it? It's just not going to be able to do anything until I've got more iron. Oh, that's irritating. Okay. Right, well, I guess the ship gets a flight test to the nearest iron deposit. We'll just land it over there, fill it full of iron, and then we'll fill the arc furnace. Okay, that looks like some iron that has already been very much depleted. So I'm just going to see if there's any more about. Oh, actually, there's loads of that. There's loads of it underground. Okay, well, maybe we'll just park up here and see how much we can get. And while the construction anchor is on, it will just sit up in the air. I don't really mind that too much. But if you should like to switch it off so you can properly land somewhere, then you can add a switch and switch it off. I actually find it kind of convenient just to have the ship hang in the air so I don't have to worry about it bumping things on the underneath, to be honest. I've always got my jetpack. My jetpack doesn't seem to take any fuel or anything, so I don't see a reason not to use it. Okay, so how much have I got? 22. You know something? What I'm going to do... How long would... No, it's going to take me too long to fly there just with a jetpack. So I'm going to fly the ship back over. Ship is so much faster than I am. Going at like 35 meters a second. I would like it faster than that, to be honest. I'd like it up to 100. So that's what we're going to try and aim for before we go to space. But I think it's coming along quite nicely. I knew this would probably take quite a lot of an episode to do, but it's going to be like the very basic starts of my big ship adventure. So it's not really surprising that's going to take some time. So I just thought that while we were here with that in there, let's just start making it. Start making that iron. So it took me 1 battery's worth of power to do that trip and the return trip to the iron. Copper and stuff over there as well. Cobalt. Yeah, let's just go over to this iron. So you can see that the batteries will make a small ship fly. They'll be enough. For a while. And then they won't be enough. One thing I haven't done is put my solar panel back on, so these won't be charging at the moment. But it should be okay just for now. So just while that arc furnace is working on those 23 iron I got initially, I can be mining a whole load more. I just figured, like, let's just get get things going. Let's not waste any time. I'm really hoping... Oh my goodness, I've got my inventory so full of stuff. You know what? It's fine. I'll overload. It's okay. The ship's right there. It's a problem when you're building and then mining. It's nicer if you can just go for a big old mine and then build in between. I'm kind of trying to do everything at once a little bit now. Mining with a laser and a mining upgrade is so much nicer. You can definitely then put mining lasers onto the ship and you can get something called a collector. It's definitely something I will do. I do think that there's something to be said for making a small ship to do that, because a small nimble ship with a big collector on it is quite useful, and a big storage. Whereas if you try and make your ship that is the base do everything, it can be a little bit difficult to fit into these holes you're making. So I think a small nimble ship is probably slightly better for it. To be fair, you can get a blooming powerful laser on a big ship if you want to. It is quite fun. It's like, wah. You're like, oh my goodness, it's huge. Okay. How many have I got now? 61. Better. I'm going to be really slow to get to the ship now, but going once to the ship versus going several times, probably better. I think I might just... Yeah, I can reach it from there, can I? No, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. Now. The stone, it's probably the stone I didn't put in, right? So we've got 24,000 storage on there, which is a good starter amount of storage. Let's say, still very much a starter ship. Eventually I want some kind of massive flying base, and it will probably have some holds for smaller ships as well. I might want like a little dogfighter kind of ship. I might want a little miner, a little explorer, that sort of thing. Okay, I'll take that back. So at the moment the ship is functional. It's big enough to be enclosed. It has its life support. It doesn't have its nice, another bit of that. It's got its life support, but it doesn't have its power generation on it yet. I can't see the wreck at the moment. Hidden by a tree. There we are. Ow. Tree boofed me. Right then, let's get out of spaceship control. Out of our seat. Like I say, I just prefer to have separate control of the seat and the... Like, I can sit down and then think about what I want to do. But yeah, this ship at the moment, super primitive, doesn't have a lot going for it. Let's find the iron that's been made here, throw it into the assembler so it can actually start doing the things I'm asking it to do. Frame and 6 plates. 4 plates per iron. So it is a couple of iron per... Alright, so then let's get the iron out of the ship. Throw that in. Oh, I'm 200% overloaded. Let me open the inventory. There we are. So that's going to start doing that. It's actually an overload for the arc furnace's inventory as well. Oh dear. Silver there as well. I'll throw the iron ore in there just to store it. I love how it's lifting even without that on the other side. I've still got 4 left. I think that's enough for what... Yeah, that's enough for the final one I need. If it would do my tanks, like... I'm going to actually pull the hulls out because I'm making loads of them. And it's not making... And in fact, I don't think I need that much more canopy for now. I probably will increase the canopy size. Because at the moment I can't really see much and all that sort of thing. But I think having solar panels and tanks would be better. I think I'll do 9 because I've already got 1. I'm actually going to stick that one on so that it does actually try to regenerate its power a little bit. Now you can go there. I'll probably put them on the roof. I'll do something to put them on the roof. But at the moment they can just sit there and charge from batteries for me. Probably very slow with just 1, but yeah, it's doing it. Nice. My blast doors, they can just go in there. I don't need more than that at the moment. I will probably increase it later though. This is all my junk I don't need. I've got any conveyor pipe? Not at the moment. Sad times. I would like to make some, but I would also probably prefer to have my conveyor, my solar panels at the moment. If I had conveyor pipe, I could put more stuff into the arc furnace at once. I could get it to draw straight from an inventory. But no. What are you even doing right now? Oh, I haven't run out of iron. Have you run out of wood? Have you run out of silicon? Yeah, it's run out of silicon. All right then, arc furnace. You're going to start working on all the stone then, aren't you? I guess. Can't believe we ran out of silicon. There was loads of it. Then again, I was making a lot of... When you make your initial windscreen, that does a lot, to be honest. It takes a lot of silicon up. So arc furnace is making silicon. This is all just the queue for the arc furnace, and in an ideal world, I would have that connected up, but haven't got to it quite yet, and I've got other things I want to make more. Throw the pipes in there and stuff. I really want my glass pipes for my hydrogen tank. Right, we've got our first bit of silicon. We had about 30 pieces. It's like, where have they all gone? 1 silicon per solar panel. 2 glass plates, which I think is 1 silicon per tank I want as well. I need about 11 of them. It's actually going relatively fast. Having that little bit of extra, 2 of those will probably run it really smoothly. What I'm going to do to start with then is I'm going to just throw the solar panels onto the base as they get made, because that way the more I do that, the faster this is going to go. The nice thing is that while I've been waiting for all of this, the hydrogen down on the beach should have been filling up nicely, and so we should have plenty to fuel the craft with. Make sure there's plenty of stone in here. We got another solar panel yet? It's making a lot of late construction components. Oh, it's made my tanks. Fabulous. That is even better, actually. The reason being, I can knock that off, and I can knock that off, and I can make them 1.5 high. So 5 meters. 4 out of 12. I want them to be 6 out of 12. There we are. A bit tall, but that's fine. No one cares. Not for a little starter ship. Like I say, everything will change. There we go. Oh no, I know. Darn it. I'll make one more. It's fine. I forgot I needed an oxygen tank too. Just make one more. Oh, it's made me another solar panel. Great. Great, great, great. Go on top of there. Facing the sun, they do better, but... Ah, there we are. 5 silicon. That's better. We're starting to get somewhere now. We'll need a lot of solar panels to be able to make up for the... in fact, I will tell you how much everything does. So at the moment, that one solar power panel, sorry, it's got a power output of 49. And I think it's each section of wind turbine has a power output of somewhere of 150. So 3 times as much, I think. I can't tell whether it's for the whole thing though. I think it is for the whole thing. Whereas that's for each one, I think. That seems to be running it nicely, but it doesn't really matter. And I'll tell you why it doesn't really matter, because it's a moot point how efficient this is compared to this, because I can't stick those onto a ship, and I can stick those onto a ship, so I've got to make it out of solar anyway. Oh, I've done it again. I keep clicking on that. It's not what I need to do. So these will be pulled down and put onto my ship eventually, but there's no reason for me not to use the power while they're here. Six more silicon. The iron is running a little low as well, so I might start changing it over to iron. In fact, it's about to finish the the stone I put in. So I'm going to just put that silicon in there. I'm going to take the iron out. I'm going to put that in instead. Yeah, it's got enough silicon to do what it needs to do. It's just another like 3 solar panels. 5, 2, 3, 4. I might need one more after that. I was going for 10. Oh, I've got one on the ship already as well. Okay, that's fine. Just got that going for now. And then eventually I can just stretch, build them. I'm fine just adding them as they're going at the moment onto the base, which makes this... Can you see how this is going now? This is how it's meant to be. Like, it's starting to actually act like it should act. But I didn't want to make tons of wind turbines because I am going to be leaving them behind eventually. So it's a bit of a false economy to make loads of them. I've got some more hull as well. Oh, really? Come here. Some more hull as well. So I could do a bit more shaping on the ship while I'm waiting for my stuff to be done. And again, I'll just make it the smallest, tiniest little blocks here. Just go up to the height of the door. That was exactly the amount I needed for that. Okay, cool. We'll definitely need some more hull blocks then, won't we? It's actually finished its job, so let's, yeah, start making a few hull blocks. I'll just put 10 in for now. But now we've got a bit more power to the base. It should be a bit better anyway. There we go. I was like, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing what I'm telling you to do? It was just a bit delayed. So I should be able to go away from coal now at this point. This is working fast enough now. But I would say probably for my ships, I probably want about 20 solar panels eventually. Which depends if I've got enough silicon to do it. 7. I don't know. That's 2 more. I could do something with 2 actually. I could probably just shape around the cockpit sort of area. That would probably take 2. That would probably take 1. Then I can put a roof on. Let's do a... I'll queue up a decent amount of hull blocks, like another 20. Probably be done by the time I've got 20 more. See, it's looking quite cute, isn't it? Like, ish. For a ship that I haven't put too much effort into at the moment. I want a block. I will want a block to put the downward thruster on. And I want to fuel it all up. So I think let's go while it's making me some more stuff. Oh, one thing. I wanted one more. I wanted oxygen tanks, didn't I? So, oh no, it had done it. Okay, cool. So where am I going to put my oxygen tanks? Would they fit on top of the storage? Oh yeah, I could pop them in the corner there. On top of the storage tanks. That would totally work. So how is that? 4 out of 4. You know what? That's fine. One tank. That's absolutely fine. I might put a second one in, but 1 is fine for now. You know what? I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too unsymmetrical. Don't laugh at me, okay? I know you'd be like this too. I know you secretly want to be like this. Yeah, it's making the glass plates and stuff. I think it's trying to make it. Kind of nearly there, isn't it? And then eventually I want all of this to be in my ship. Yes, the tank is made. Cool. Why does it keep... I'm doing something that keeps throwing it out of my inventory. I know it's probably something I'm doing. There we are. So those can be oxygen tanks. I've got these ones for hydrogen. That should be okay for now, but probably everything will need to get bigger over time. All right. We're going to the beach. Oh, are we going to the beach? Yeah, we are. That's fine. I was like, are we going to the beach? Do we have enough power to get to the beach? But I was like, no, we have a solar panel on. We should be okay. Although most of my power at the moment is going to my base instead of to the ship, but that's going to change. So at 43 meters a second, I need probably make a few more thrusters, get a bit more forward thrust on this before we head to space. But an hour and 7, it's not too bad. Looks like there's something up in space that we need to deal with, maybe. Whee! Right, so if we go back down to my hydrogen hydrogen plant. Eventually, I think what I'll do is when I take apart, I've realized I've got 4 of these on my main base. So I think what I might do is bring them down here once I'm finished. Okay. But I love that particular design. I just think it's like such a neat, nice design. It looks just well designed and pretty and cute. I like it. Okay, so let's go for... Let's have a look at how much is managed. 1,209. And that was managed a full 2,000 litres of hydrogen. That should be plenty to get us started. So... I'm going to press R rather than F, actually. I don't know how many litres the tank holds. I will get 4 bottles of oxygen. Hoping that there'll be enough capacity there for that. How much do we have in here? Let's see how many bottles we can put in. Looks like 500 litres. That's fine. And I've got 300 litres here. An oxygen tank. And then I'll just go get one more bottle full. Lovely. So if that's 500, these are probably going to be either 750 or 1,000, something around there. So hydrogen there. Interesting. 667, really? 746. Something went a bit wrong there, I think. Oh, I'll tell you what it was. It was filling the reactor. A lot of these things have internal storage, so that reactor probably has internal storage. 617. $748 again. Right, I'm just gonna get another bottle full. Hydrogen. I'm just gonna see how much I can fit in. I think these are 750 tanks. Yeah, they're 750s. It's a 750. Lovely. So I'll put the bottles. Now all the tanks are full. I'll stick the bottles into the storage. I need to get that stone out of there as well. Don't really want loads of stone. Okay, so we're all fueled on the reactors now, and that means that my battery shouldn't get used for spaceflight. Shouldn't have to worry quite as much. Whoa, we've tipped. Yeah, I would definitely like to. I mean, we're absolutely fine to see where we're going, but I would like a little bit more visuals to the side. I'm going this way, and a little bit more thrust. I feel like we're maybe we could do with maybe a little bit more side to side, but we definitely need more forward thrust. I think our lift is pretty terrible as well, actually. So I definitely think a bit more hull just to get us airtight, and then I can test. Once I think I've got us to airtight, I can test the life support and just make sure. It will let me know if it thinks we've got a leak. But I can't make it airtight right at the moment because I don't have enough hull blocks to do it. Let's see how many we got now. 20. Okay, that's going to be a lot better. I know I'm maybe a bit silly. I should have just made some scrap blocks. It would have been a bit quicker, but I didn't want to. Okay, so thrusters. Let's do another 6. And then I'll take it for a test. I'll see how I think it's driving. If I like it, I think it's good. And that's fine. And we'll go to space. And if not, then we'll add some more. That's a section there. Now my question is, are these little... I think they're just off... They're just chipped off the corners. So I don't think that goes all the way through. However, this does. So let's see if we can just do something. How small do these blocks go? That's the smallest. Just plugging a gap there. I don't want there to be a gap. Yeah, that should be fine. It shouldn't be too in the way of my vision, and it should completely seal that gap off. Wonderful. Then I just want to do around the door. Just get that sealed off. My main objective right now is not to make pretty, it's to make functional. Fantastic. Then I'm going to change this to a triangle. And yeah, yes, that will make it a bit of a nicer shape, but also it will use less. So I'm trying to use the minimum amount of, at least on the walls and stuff, I want to use the minimum amount. Go. Here we can do something similar, like that. So we've got a bit of a bus here, but it's fine. And then I'll do a roof out of these square blocks. We've got 9 left. I don't know if 9 will be enough to cover the whole thing. 9's enough to do about half of it. Okay. Well, that's fine. I have any more yet? Let's see. Have one more. Okay, well, I'll collect a few more up. I will, in the meantime... Oh, it's run out of iron again. Wow. There's some more thrusters as well. Okay. Now, question is, do I need to go and get some more iron? One thing I would like... Oh, it's used like 5 liters of the hydrogen now. Yeah, it used that to get us over from there to here. Eventually, I'll have a much, much bigger hydrogen tank. But like I say, that'll probably do us for now. Just for a little trip to the belt and back. So, I think now... No, I need... about 9 more blocks, don't I? We really don't have that many. I'm almost considering making them out of scrappy. I want to like redesign the solar panels and put them onto the roof of this. I don't want to do that until I'm ready to go. Also, pretty much the batteries are doing quite well with their one solar panel. So maybe that'll be a later thing. Maybe that will be a thing to change over once I have mining lasers and collectors, and I want to put the arc furnace on there and all that sort of thing. Make it massive. It's not what I want to do at the moment. Looks like it has little horns, doesn't it? The bull with horns. The other thing I would like to do is to get some kind of a light block onto it. So we've got a few different things for lights. We've got indicators, a light cruise engine. Obviously, we can't do that right now. But I've got a wedged light here, which is probably going to be quite useful. Oh, my last bit of iron. Let's do 3, I think. We're an odd number, aren't we? Yeah. I can do a little wedge of 3. I might not even need 3 for a wedge, actually, but we'll do that many anyway. Did I have more iron or... No. I do have a little tiny bit of hull there, though. That bumps us up a bit. But yeah, I didn't quite get enough iron. Apparently. Wow. Crazy stuff. So that's what we're going to do now. I really want to get the ship airtight very soon. We've made a huge leap here. Definitely need more thrusters. So it's getting heavy. And that is meaning that the thrusters are struggling. And obviously I put this lovely new fuel system onto it. So it doesn't really need to worry too much about batteries and things. And how much did we use there? We're still on 745. So yeah, it's going to last quite a while. It's going to be good. Okay. Get some more iron. And yes, like I say, I could have made the floor a lot thinner on the ship and it would have still worked absolutely fine. But then I'm going to have to remove the whole floor. And quite often I attach a lot of things to the floor, that sort of stuff. And I don't want to do that until I know it's at the width and size that I want it to be permanently. So this I can just add to. I think I'll need that much more, maybe like 20, 30 more, something like that. How much we got now? 31. Probably be enough. It won't be enough to do any like shaping or anything nice like that, but I'll need to put something along there as well. Because that's going to be a leak point. go. And before we leave, I can do a little hydrogen top up, and I can also, the oxygen will probably last ages. There's things you can do to make it last longer as well. Like you only need to pulse it to like top your oxygen back up, and then you can pulse it again. It's obviously a lot more convenient if you can just have it on all the time. The backpack is full. I'll throw the stone into here for now. Before I leave, I should throw all the stone into the arc furnace just so it can just be doing something while we're away. You always want something to be happening while you're away. Oh, I made a lot more light blocks than I meant to. Do you know what I'm going to do with that, though? I'm going to make some big light blocks on the front here. My headlights. Saying I got 16, but that's not okay. It's 1. It's 16 small blocks probably. So 60, I think each tiny like 1/8 of a block is, or 16th of a block even, yeah. Because it would be, if it's quarters, then that would be 4, and then quarters again, it'd be 16. So each large block is made of 16 small, and it counts based on how many small blocks, I think. So that makes sense. That makes total sense. Ah, we got more thrusters. 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 Let's put on some massive thrusters. Maybe not that massive. So I don't think we're quite there with that one. But definitely ones of this size. We could put 2 on each. What? Really? Really not? Really not that oh, we got more. We got more. Okay. I don't know why they went there. 2. I've got 12 still. So I can do another 3 of this size. Do that then. Actually, no. I will do clusters of 3 back, and then that gives me enough to do one of these to go on the other side of that. I think that would work quite nicely. So what did we do here? We made a square, was it a half block? Yeah, and we did it out by 4. I think that's what we did, wasn't it? Yeah. And then we just popped on a square. Thruster underneath. Now, where was it positioned? Was it centralized? Yes. Quite have that right. That's a bit more like it. Yeah, okay, that's good. Let's see how we're doing with it making stuff now. It's done basically nothing. Have we got any? Yes, we've got all 30 iron done, so that's going to be fine. It's just everything's taking a million years. It's because we don't have much exploration to do yet while we're sort of making things. Later in the game, this becomes a little bit less bottlenecky. Maybe if I'd spent more time mining, it would be less bottlenecky too. I don't know. Let's make the rest of my lights. Perfect. Let's put them on. This is a very good starting base for this ship. Actually, I wonder if it goes off a sec. That would be better. Yeah. A big headlight on the front. Got room for mining lasers there. Maybe a turret to the side if I want it. Although turrets are a bit different in this, so you could put like lasers on there and they would shoot if you wanted them. We've got all the thrust we need at the moment. Or maybe we could do with some extra sideways thrust though. He's a little sluggish to turn still. Let's do 2 more thrusters and I'll do that for sideways motion. What else we got? We've got a little bit more hull now. Perfect. 8. I think we need 8 or 9 to do this top bit. Let's see if we've got enough. Come on. Yeah, I think we need 9. There's no point in doing that other than in just one big go. So, okay, we've got 9 now. Let's see if that's enough. Then we can do some tests on the life support. Yeah. Right, so there we are. We have now an interior. I see a problem here. Okay. Just gonna quickly plug those leaks. I tried to plug leaks with the smallest block I can. Still saying leak. So the other leak that I know about is I need one more. The other leak I know about is at the top here at the back. There's a little bit of a leak here, so I just need to again quickly plug that with maybe a triangle or something. I want to make a switch. That was actually a good estimate as to how much hull I might need. 5 iron left, and so that was a good estimate as to how much iron I might need as well. Components being made. Switches. I get 4 of them apparently, but I only need 1. I just want to be able to switch the life support on and off, so throw that in there. And no big fancy things going on here. I also want that life support not to be upside down. I know things like that matter to me. And I want to put a switch on next to it. And then I would like that switch to be linked, obviously. Not much use if it's not linked. I'll link that into the... I'm not sure whether it matters which way around you do it. Switch to the thing or thing to the switch. Sometimes it seems to matter and sometimes not so much. All right. So let's turn these on to provide oxygen to life support. Now that says this tank can provide oxygen to the life support system without needing piping. Yes, it doesn't need the piping. Okay, let's turn it on. It's still saying there's a leak. Let's turn it off. Turn it on again. O2 rising. O2 nominal. There we are. We have a Non-leaky system now. Perfect. Those might be a little in the way, but that's the best I can do at the moment. I might try and sort of reposition, put some hull blocks in here instead, reposition the storage to the side maybe. It's quite nice to have at least 3 blocks of running room and then maybe some storage and some battery power out to the side and make it one wider than it is, and then make it longer as well and all that sort of thing. But at the moment, this is perfectly good to take us to space, I think. And that took us exactly an hour and a half. It's not bad at all, is it? One thing I will do before we leave, I'll check the hydrogen tanks. I will put monitors onto those eventually, but not right now, because I've done enough just to build this thing. It's like a little battle tank. It is so blocky. There is literally like barely any shaping on this whatsoever. Every block has a purpose. Actually, saying that, except for this one. Well, no, that one does because it's holding the thrusters there. Actually, no, it's probably not really needed, but it gives it some shape. So maybe it's about the only shape it's being given. So I'm going to take the stone, in fact, all of the stone out, as much as I can, and throw it into the arc furnace. Which isn't too much, actually. It would be, like I say, better if we'd done some conveyors into the arc furnace from the storage. Maybe I'll do that before I leave, actually. Because they can always be put onto the ship later. Let's do 4 of them. Should have enough to do that. And I'm going to start taking apart the solar panels. Might just wait for these to be done first. Because the solar panels... okay, so I want to make this bigger. Maybe that size will be okay. Okay, we need to go for the smaller ones. These size ones. So I'm going to just test this by taking all of the stone out. Put the stone into here. I'm going to configure this to say I would like you to pull needed components from connected inventories. And see if it does it. Which it does. So yeah, now I can put things into there and it will just make what I need. The other thing I can tell it to do is to push output to connected inventories. So anything it makes can go back into there. That's going to make it a lot happier. All right, so I'm wondering whether to leave some of these solar panels on the base. Or whether I mean, it probably doesn't matter actually, because it's got its wind turbine. So the very last thing that I want to do here... Oh, I'm going to need a tiny bit of hull. Yeah, it's fine. I've got some hull. Okay. So what will happen here, this won't lie flat. So what I tend to do to try and make that happen is I put a little tiny ledge on. And again, we're going to be in space. We're going to be at all sorts of different orientations. So it doesn't really matter too much trying to orient these in a clever way or anything like that. I'm just going to put a little lip here. And then I'm going to go like this. I'm going to tell it to rotate. I'm going to tell it to be bigger. Okay, 9. We need 9 or 12, so 9 will be fine for now. So you can see you can just make a big, fat, lovely solar panel there. And then I could probably expand that to like 18 if I wanted to. And for the remaining one, I'll stick that back on the base. Just sit there for a while. Okay. So I think having made the ship just basically okay. So it's just a very basic early game ship. that will work. It's not pretty, but it's functional. Right, I want to have a last thing I want to do. Okay, the O2 is leaked, but that's fine. The very last thing I want to do is a little speed test. I just want to see how fast we can go now. Oh, yes, definitely a little bit nicer turning. Still a bit less responsive than I would like, but that's fine. Okay, we're making 80. Let's do this thing. So we go into space. It seems you're going to orbit. Your goal be to visit the asteroids to mine some sunstone in order to craft a light cruise engine to fly much faster. Let's check you're all set. I've got a feeling there's something I've forgotten. You can check this help in the help menu at any time. Make sure you bring a helmet. Check. Make sure you have life support. Check. Make sure you put an antenna to find your way back. Not check. So, yeah, sadly, we forgot one thing. Got quite far up, didn't we, before it decided to tell us that? But yeah, I mean, I could try and remember where we are, but an antenna will be a much better idea. So we'll just make that quickly before I end the episode. I don't know. Maybe next episode we'll have to go into space. Or maybe we could do it this... We're at an hour 37, aren't we? Let's just get into orbit. Let's just get into orbit, into space proper, and then I'll end the episode in space. We'll start the next one. Okay, so... supposed to be cooking a pasta bake right now, so I need to finish off this. Okay. Antenna. Antenna. Now then, the more antenna you put down, I might actually just do 2. The more you put down in a grid, the higher the beam will be. So it's kind of ideal. Oh, please tell me I have enough stuff for it. If I have to go mine iron just to make an antenna, I'm going to be cross. But I think that's going to be what will happen. You know something? Let's make it. Yeah, let's make iron out of the scrap. I don't have to go. Oh, it's back to being a really slow furnace now. I had such a lovely, nice running furnace while I had my solar panels on, and now they're all on the ship. But you know, it is the way of things. So that will have immediately gone back into here. So let's see if that will be enough just to make me a quick antenna. Please be enough. It needs 5 plates. Oh, we've got a spare one. Okay, that would work. 6 beams. Oh my goodness. Okay. I need another one. Even just for one antenna. Even one antenna will be enough for us to go to space, though. It's just to find our way back. I don't want to be stuck in space, not being able to find my way back, because that would suck. You go all the way to space, and they're like, oh no. If that happened, though, I would just make another arc furnace. I'd just make another assembler, and we'd be fine. We're at a point now where the ship is enough to keep us going wherever we are, and these things are not too difficult to replace. I'd be a bit annoyed that all the stuff that I mined out, all the cobalt and all that sort of thing were gone, but it wouldn't be difficult to regain where we were. got some more thrusters as well. I will stick those on. I'll stick them to the side, actually, I think, because that would give us a bit more maneuverability. Right, one antenna is done. Lovely. I'm going to stick it on top of my furnace. Don't ask me why. Just a convenient place for it. Or we could have put it on top of the wind turbine as well. That's another good place to put one. And then when we go into space, we should be able to see. Yeah, I'm not gonna do you dirty. I'm gonna take you to space. Don't you worry. We're going. Right, so antenna is in. So we should be able to see a nice big beam going all the way into space. It's quite noticeable. Let me align myself to these lovely... I'm not feeling like I'm in my seat very well here. That's better. So we're going to take some time getting up out into space. But we're going at a good clip. We're going at... We should be able to hit around 100 meters a second, I think, going up there. And as we go, it should start to get a bit darker. And then we'll know we're in proper space. And we're going to be hunting around for something called a sunstone. We need at least 4 of them, but I would ideally like a little bit more than that. Yeah, is this looking a bit more spacey now? Yes, it is. Lovely. It'll never be this slow again, don't worry. The first time you go into space, because you don't have your light cruise engine, takes a little while. But it's okay, because it's like exciting and it's new. And you build up some nice big chunky light cruise engines. And then you're all good. Definitely getting very spacey now. Just gonna try and get closer. I will not... Right, I don't think I'll be able to help that person. Also, you've got a tab button for... So if I go to R, I can see that Wazinski is 7,000 kilometers away. I will not be able to make that without better engines. So that's one big tip I would give you. One thing I was trying to do very, very early game was to make it over to these, and I didn't know how to target properly. So it's R to target whatever needs help. Now, I was accepting these quests and then trying to make it 7,000 kilometers, and I was doing 150 meters a second. So obviously it takes 10 seconds to do 1 kilometer right now, and it's 6,000 kilometers away. So it's 60,000 seconds. You can see why we need a better engine for that, right? You want to be doing like 20 kilometers plus per second to be able to like reach these things. Because it's 6,000 kilometers, it's not meters. We're getting to the belt now. Once we get to the belt, though, I am ending the episode. That's where we're gonna just hang out in space for a bit in the asteroid field, and we will do some mining when I get back. I do want to just at least get to an asteroid. I'll maybe quickly show you what sunstone looks like if we find one that has some sunstone on it. Let's aim for this one because it looks close enough. But yeah, the game does like to sort of throw those requests at you before you're really capable of doing them. So don't worry about it. Well, you know, you can worry about it, but there's not a lot you can do about it. Like, you know, poor old Wazinski is gonna like suffocate. You haven't got enough oxygen. You'll get a message saying bleh in a minute. But there's, yeah, it's giving it to you too early for your game stage. It would take half your life to get across there, so you need to wait till you've got your light cruise engine at least. Okay. So I need to press tab again. Oops. It's okay. A small crash in this doesn't matter too much. So I press my tab again, and that takes me out of that, and I can press V, scan the asteroid, see if there's anything good on it. We're not really seeing anything good on it, sadly. There's a bit of quartz there. Sometimes it doesn't like pick it up very well. So sunstone basically will look like quartz, but like a yellow color. So this one's covered in quartz, but I'm not seeing much in the way of sunstone. No, we've got an unlucky asteroid that time, so I think I will be showing you the sunstone next time. So we're just gonna come out. See, I can autopilot now over to Wazinski because I've got him targeted, but no. And I'm not accepting the rescue either. Sorry, Wazinski. So yeah, this is the inside of my ship right now. Next time we will, you know, I just wanted to get it to. Why have we got an oxygen leak? Okay, that's fine. I think it might have been because the door opened and it didn't understand that it had shut again or something. It sometimes does that. That's why the switch is really good. If you can turn it on and off again, then if it decides it's leaked, you can just do a quick switch off and on. And if it still says leak, you probably got a leak. If it says nominal, it probably just meant that you temporarily had a leak because you opened a door or something like that happened. So it's all fine. It's all good. Don't worry about it. We're not going to suffocate. We've got like 500 liters of oxygen in each tank here. We'll be good for a while. The other thing that you can do if you want, step out. It's probably good to turn your oxygen off first, actually. And you can have a little look and see how much you've used. So we used about 50 liters off of each, well, probably about 40 liters actually off of each tank, getting out to the asteroid field. Probably see from here. Maybe not though. Maybe not. Can't quite see my doofer from here. My antenna. So what I would like to probably do is to add some more antennas in that area just to sort of allow myself to see when I'm home. However, I don't think it'll be too long before we don't even need home at all. So there's a couple of things I'm going to need to add on, like some collectors for gas and some collectors for some mining and collectors for mining. But other than that, we're all good. So I'm going to leave it here. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, then please do leave me a like below. If you want to see more of this, then please subscribe. I can let you know when videos are out. Hope to see you next time. In the meantime, please look after yourselves and keep being awesome.